The Panthers offseason program is officially underway. Is there a new favorite in Las Vegas in terms of who's going to be the #1 overall draft pick for the Carolina Panthers? And another top executive resigns from David Tepper Sports and Entertainment and the Carolina Panthers. We got all that and a lot more headlines in this episode of Panthers News Today. We're starting right now. What up, though? It's Aaron Duncan here with the Necessary Blunt and the Sports Talk, bringing you recap and analysis of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you want to see more videos just like this one with news, updates, and film breakdowns, because I got a whole cornucopia of different types of content that I bring on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss anything. Also, get a video a thumbs up because it really helps me out in the algorithm and it helps get the word out as we are on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. So your subscription, along with you liking it, will get it out to more people. I'm pushing hard towards that goal. I will probably be doing some type of giveaway at 10,000 because it's a big accomplishment. I'm almost there, so please subscribe and hit the thumbs up. And of course, I love to chop it up with you guys in the comments, so I want to get you guys thoughts on each topic that we go over. I will put chapters down below in the description. That way you can navigate as needed, but I highly advise you to watch the whole thing because we got a lot of stuff to cover. But first things first, the Carolina Panthers officially got their offseason program underway. Yes, offseason OTAs are already around the corner, even though it seems like the Super Bowl was just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Panthers weren't in it. Things have come around fairly quickly. This offseason has been very eventful, but the players are back in the facility. It's time to get underway. I know we've been focusing on who's going to be the draft pick, who's the free agents, but there are core players on the team already, and they have to meet up with the new coaching staff and really feel out each other. A first time for players to meet each other, first time for the coaches to meet the players. So all that stuff is going on. With the Panthers situation having a new coach, the NFL allows rules for these teams to have a little bit of a head start. So the Panthers get a few days, even a week, a head start on some of these other teams because new coaches need to have time to be able to ingratiate and meet the players and put in their system and just lay the groundwork and the foundation of what's going to be happening in the fall. I think a lot of people really think lightly of what goes on in the fall, but these guys put in work all the way from in April, all the way through sometimes February if you make it to the Super Bowl. It's a long journey for teams, so starting that work now means a lot. But just to put it in perspective, last time we were in this situation with Matt Rule, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, teams weren't allowed to meet early. So Matt Rule kind of had a disadvantage from most new coaches in prior years. And it is what it is at this point because Matt Rule, not saying that would have cured a lot of the ailments that he might have had and issues that he might have had throughout his tenure, but it's just something to note because we have that advantage this time around. We did not have it before. I think that extra week of preparation means a lot. But what I noticed from some of the content that the team was putting out, a couple takeaways. One, Dante Jackson looks to be progressing well from his Achilles injury. They posted a video of him and JC messing around in the weight room talking about getting off of press coverage and stuff. Saw no kind of ankle wrap on Dante. Saw no kind of really limp, even though he went moving around a lot. But for him to be walking around on his own will with no crutches, no boot, no anything like that, says a lot about his Achilles progress. Now, a guy that relies a lot on speed, we'll see how his progress goes, but it was a good thing to see that. Also, this was not OTA related. This was a week before that. A video of Matt Corral taking drops, throwing passes, looking pretty intense with the tattoo sleeve and all that. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, Matt Corral could be a very good, fitness model per se, because this guy looks pretty badass out there for a quarterback throwing with that tattoo sleeve. But it's good to see that he's progressed with that Liz Frank injury. We've talked about it a little bit before and saying that, hey, eyes may be stacked against him because it's clear and obvious the Panthers are taking the top quarterback. Regardless, I want to make sure all our players are healthy, regardless of where they end up. But to see Matt Corral make this type of progress feels good. Both Dante and Matt Corral, this is fabulous to see this type of progress because long are the days where we had Rob Vermillion, whatever his name is, that used to be the trainer, and he was the trainer under Ron Rivera with the Commanders. He was a drug dealer now. The DEA indicted him, and he probably should be sued for malpractice because he did some of our legends dirty, like Graham Gano, Greg Olson, Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, stuff like that. Constantly, superstar after superstar that we had on our team was being mismanaged at the end of their career injury-wise, and we just see how they never really fully recovered some of these injuries in the later stages of their career. It could just be a facet of what happens with old age, but I see a pattern there. But see Dante and Matt Corral bounce back and look like they're making pretty good progress feels good. And just to be paying attention to some of Austin Corbett, our starting right guard's ACL journey has been well documented. He seems to be progressing well as well. He's starting to do some weightlifting exercise, nothing really intense, but to be that far in ACL progress from a person personally that did that journey myself, it's a good sign for him. I personally had a journey where I had surgery in February and I was ready for training camp in August. I wasn't 100% the full year. It takes a full year to get underneath. However, I was playing running back and I played a lot more of that versus Austin. He needs that lower body, obviously, for the offensive line. You get rolled up on. So there's going to be some mental steps he'll need to take there. But regardless, good to see our players progressing from these injuries. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about those injury bounce backs and what do you expect to hear about from the offseason program. Next up, it seems that Las Vegas has shifted the tide in favor of Bryce Young. No pun intended on that. With Bryce Young becoming the new favorite to be the #1 overall pick. Just a few weeks ago, CJ Stroud was the doggone favorite. You know what I'm saying? Beforehand, let's just talk about it and recap there. Before the Panthers traded up to #1 overall, Bryce Young was already the favorite. He had been the best quarterback in the nation for the past 2 years. Obviously won the Heisman in 2021. Had a down year in the senior year. Down year, but obviously the Bama team wasn't one of the better teams that Nick Saban has had in his career. Nevertheless, Bryce Young was the perceived #1 overall quarterback and pick in that draft. After the Panthers made the trade, with a lot of speculation from the media talking about, they traded up for CJ Stroud. Frank Reich has never had a short quarterback. They're going to go with the taller quarterback that fits his prototype. CJ Stroud quickly became the favorite with that same day that trade happened. A lot of it just was speculation and assumptions and going off of the public perception. I'm going to tell you something about Vegas odds from somebody that likes to bet pretty frequently. A lot of these times, the data from these type of futures is what they call these future bets. They're not really driven by anything except public perception or where the money is. If the public perceives Bryce Young to be the favorite and a lot of money starts going on there, Vegas does not get these shiny hotels from giving away money. They're going to make the odds and the return on the investment in betting on that a lot lower / higher, or I guess better odds in that range. So at one point, you could get Bryce Young. If you bet $100 on him, you would win, $90? But after a while, when he became the underdog and CJ Stroud became the favorite, if you bet $100 on Bryce Young, you would win $200. You see how the math changed? I personally, when I saw some of the momentum was changing towards Bryce's way and a lot of this stuff was just rooted in speculation, and I finally realized that nobody knows nothing about anything, I slid me a couple of dollars on Bryce Young being the #1 overall pick, and I got in at that plus 200. That way, I'll pretty much triple my money on whatever investment I put in. And right after that, a few days, things ended up changing, and now Bryce Young is the favorite. If you want to bet like me, you can use the website Bovada.lv. Down below in the description, I have a code that you can get in there, and it gives you a 100% deposit match on your first deposit. So you can go ahead and do that if you want to put some money on Bryce Young. If you still feel like CJ Stroud is that guy, put some money on CJ Stroud. You can get a pretty good return there. Nevertheless, I'm hoping that if Bryce Young is the pick, I will be able to win enough to get me a jersey with that money. So I'm actually knocking on wood because I have a financial betting interest in Bryce Young being that. Nevertheless, a lot of this stuff is just rooted in public perception, and the media train has gone off the rails. Most of these guys are just getting their opinion, and the sooner you realize that these guys don't know anything, the quicker you'll be able to sleep at night, because some of you guys are going back and forth, and I know you get a lot emotional about who's what and who's who because of this, that, and the third, whether it's the height, whether it's the Ohio State system quarterback, whether it's whatever reason you get so upset about this. It is what it is at this point. Nobody knows anything. We're going to have to wait till draft night. We probably won't know till closer till then anyway. So don't let a lot of these Vegas odds and stuff fool you. Just make some money accordingly. If anybody gives you anything definite, tell them to put some money on it if they're really sure about it. And if they don't, you know that they're just talking smack and they're probably just emotional about it. So in my opinion, I just have fun with it, guys. Let's enjoy this journey. But Bryce was the underdog. Things have changed to him being the favorite. As we get closer, we'll probably find out more info. But until then, I'll just be counting my money and figure out how I'm going to spend it if I win it. So you guys let me know down below in the comments. How do you feel about Bryce Young being the current favorite now? Because he was once the favorite. He only got taken to not being the favorite because of everybody assumed the height thing for Frank Reich was a thing. But it turns out it's probably not. So now things are kind of going back to where they really should be and really back to normal. And it shows that nobody really knows anything. So I want to get you guys' thoughts down below. Does the odds of them switching to Bryce Young make you feel like they're going to take Bryce? I want to feel how you feeling down below in the comments. This news actually came in pretty hot today that the VP of the Carolina Panthers football operations, Steve Drummond, has officially resigned from his position. This is yet another executive that works under Tepper Sports and Entertainment, or the Carolina Panthers, whatever you want to call it, that has stepped down over the past few years. This has happened a lot. And I don't know if it's just David Tepper's hard to work with, or being that high up and working under them is difficult. But according to Steve Drummond, he said that he wanted to take some different interests with all the transitioning that was happening this season. He wanted to take another step, and he will be pursuing his MBA at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Shout out to the Tar Heels for all y'all out there that's watching this right now. But Steve Drummond was a part of this program for 18 years. This guy was a team equipment intern back in high school. This dude has been around for a while. He's seen 2 owners, 3 different head coaches, has been the right-hand man for a while. This guy started out pretty low, but he climbed the ladder in 2015. He became a big part of the media and the social media part, as so the Panther social media team really kind of grew a lot from that standpoint during that Super Bowl run, of course, and our fan base really grew a ton. So we had a part in that. But he's also that guy you always see lurking at every press conference, telling players when they're done taking questions, telling what media guys need to ask what question, when, and where, and just he's always that guy you hear in the background, but you kind of never really see. But Steve did those type of things. Obviously, he got promoted to VP of football operations in 2021 when Matt Rule came along. And to me, maybe that was just a promotion. He maybe always had one foot out the door once the changing of the guard happened. And that promotion for him was just some way to give him a raise to keep him around a little bit longer. Nevertheless, he was a part of that coaching search, but he wasn't a part of this one this offseason. And that was pretty much the writing on the wall. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but it points out that the media kind of noticed that he wasn't there either at the combine or any of the interviews. So Steve is going to be walking away and taking another person. We'll see where he goes there and what he pursues. But the NBA is going to be a full-time job. I mean, maybe he just has too much on his plate. And like I said, he's been working for the team for so long that he wants to kind of go in a different direction. And getting that degree is going to be a big part of that journey for his next step. So salute to him for getting more education, but he'll be moving on to somewhere else. Taking it back to the draft, the Carolina Panthers have announced that they will be having a draft party at Bank of America Stadium on April 27th, starting at 6:30. Tickets have not gone on sale yet, but they will be going on sale this week. I'm curious to see what the prices are because they have not given any indication, and this draft party is kind of something they haven't really done in a while. With the excitement being at an all-time high for the draft, with us being in the driver's seat, I'm sure it will be something exciting. I don't expect to see any coaches or GMs there because they'll be too busy working. However, you may get some players there, and of course, you're going to see your fellow fans there. Personally, me, I will not be there. The logistics of getting up to Charlotte on a Thursday don't seem pretty likely for me. I will be there in spirit, but I'll be here making content for whatever players that we draft throughout that day. Obviously, it'll be a quick night's work because the Panthers will be immediately on the clock when the draft starts. So it could be a short party, could be a long one. Who knows what they have planned? Probably some fireworks, a flyover. I'm sure Sir Pearl will jump off of a scoreboard or something. Who knows? But I'm sure it'll be a good time. So you guys should check it out if you want to. You guys let me know down below in the comments if you plan on attending the draft party. Like I said, I won't be there, but I want to know if you guys will be attending the draft party, or where do you plan on watching the draft, or if you plan on watching it at all. Because like I said, the Panthers will be on the clock first, so you're not going to have to wait for their first pick much anyway. So you may just want to stay home and chill. So let me know down below in the comments what your draft plans are. And last but not least, I feel like I had to put this out there. This is not specifically Panthers news, but if you're an out-of-market Panthers fan like me, I'm still in the South, but I'm not in the Carolinas anymore to the point that I can watch the games on local TV. NFL Sunday ticket prices have been announced. As you may have known, NFL Sunday ticket was sold, or their rights were lost from DirecTV with their little turmoil with Time Warner or whatever, or Warner Brothers Inc. And they've now been purchased by Google and YouTube. YouTube has officially announced their prices. I'm going to let you know right now, they're not pretty. According to YouTube, there will be a $100 discount if you buy before June 6th for all the packages. But if you are a YouTube TV subscriber, like myself, you will be paying $349 for the season. If you want to get Red Zone bundled with that, you'll pay $389. If you're not a YouTube TV subscriber, you'll be paying $449. And if you want the Red Zone to couple with that, $489 included with that. And like I said, $100 discount if you buy early. So Don't study. If you study long, don't study wrong, because you want to go ahead and jump on that if that's your plan. Will they do a payment plan? I don't know. This is a big disappointment for me personally, because from Google, with the money that they have, the backing, I was expecting them to probably have an a la carte option where you could only pay for the Panthers games instead of having to pay for the Bucks, the Saints, the Falcons, any other Joe Schmo team that we don't really care about, that I don't really care to even listen to in the first place. So that was a little bit of a letdown, because I was hoping for a cheaper price. For them to really increase the price for most people, it sucks. Now, they are trying to drive people to YouTube TV to get that discount, but me personally, YouTube TV just increased their price to $72 a month about 2 weeks ago before these prices. The timing is no coincidence, guys. They know what they're doing. They're getting that money back in blood. You know, they paid a lot of money to get the rights to pay the NFL, and they're going to pass that on to the consumers, because I'm sure the NFL told them that people love the NFL like a crackhead loves crack, because we're going to get it regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I personally, being out of market, it's just the cost of doing business, unfortunately. However, I think this could probably drive more people to pirate music, pirate the streams. You know what I'm saying? People already probably do that anyway. I personally don't do that, because any type of delay, there's spoilers on my timeline as far as Twitter, and I like to live tweet, so I try to have the most up-to-date stream as possible. But you may not be with that. You may want to think it's worth it to save the money. I'm not going to recommend any kind of pirating websites or whatever, but I don't blame you for going that option if that's the case, because in this economy, with this type of inflation, with these gas prices and grocery prices, YouTube is tripping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. I mean, I'm on YouTube right now making videos. However, these prices, I don't know, man, they're a little bit steep. However, if you were a DirecTV customer, you're probably used to being able to complain and whine to the customer service saying you're going to leave them and them giving you a Sunday ticket for free. Or if you were like me, you were probably using the college discount to be able to get DirecTV, to get Sunday ticket and stream it for the low. That ain't the case no more. There's no college discounts. There's nothing. Luckily, like I said, I'm already with YouTube TV. It is a pretty decent platform for streaming. It doesn't have all the channels and sports that Hulu does, but I do like the unlimited DVR. I do like being able to have an own profile. That way, my wife can record her reality TV, and I don't have to worry about that cluttering up my DVR. It's pretty straight. I'm not sponsored by them. They should sponsor me since I'm making videos on YouTube, but I personally like YouTube TV as my streaming service of choice, because I've cut the cord long time ago. Regardless, we're going to be having to fork up some money. Let me know down below in the comments if you plan on using this Sunday ticket, or do you plan on going another route? Don't tell me the route you're going, because I don't want this website to get shut down. I'm sure YouTube is lurking in the comments looking for the competitors that's going to be pirating their stuff. So don't put it out there, but let me know what your plans are for watching the game. You may just want to go to a bar. Sometimes I'll go to a bar and watch the game with the Roaring Riot fan club and do that. But you gotta make sure you do some shopping around and make some financial conscious decisions with these type of prices that YouTube is pushing. Regardless, you guys, let me know how you feel about any topic we talked about. Let me know what type of news that I might have missed that you want to talk about down below in the comments. But if you want to stay up to date on more news and updates, hit that subscribe button, and please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.